You ever just sit down and think about what choices in life led you to making the decision you just went through with? Yeah, me neither. Subnautica 2 came out into early access a little bit ago, and it's gonna be some time before more major content gets added. So, what's an addict of this game supposed to do? Well, like most of you, I get pretty nervous around big fish. Of those fish, one of the types I have a pretty big reaction to are squid, or octopi. Basically, slap a big bulbous head and some tentacles on some sea life and call it a day. And wouldn't you know it, to get to one of the currently developed regions to the other, you have to cross this valley between the graveyard and the Axum Observatory, circumventing this cephalopod that makes the colossal squid look like a measly insignificant ant. Seeing as how I'm addicted to this game, and hate having to cross this area, I did what any good pioneer with too much time on their hands would do, and built a bridge connecting the two major regions. Call it a sky bridge. Call it a death wish waiting to happen. Call it peak unemployment energy. Call it looking into the eyes of Cthulhu and seeing nothing but a new obstacle for humanity to overcome. Whatever you call it, I built it, so fellow pioneers will be able to safely avoid the wrath of Squidward. I started out by looking at the map of the current Subnautica 2 playable area, as of the first couple early access builds, and found this area, where these two regions jutted out most into the sparse plains, just to minimize my titanium usage. I equipped the slow metabolism biomod, which basically just makes you lose hunger slower, so I wouldn't need to make as many return trips back to base, which I was already doing a lot of to make glass and farm titanium and quartz. I debated putting on the camouflage biomod just in case things got dicey with the collector, but I've gotta say, the big guy wasn't actually that much of a problem. In fact, the secret reason I actually built this bridge was to see if he would attack you while you're inside a base, and luckily for the preservation of my underpants, it never grabbed me through the tunnel at any point. The big marrow breaches on the opposite side of the chasm, though, we don't talk about them in this household. I also found this really strange bug while building the bridge. While placing corridors or windows, there would occasionally be these moments where it looks like it just instantly places itself, and it seems like it didn't drain any of my resources either. Honestly though, I view that as a blessing in disguise, since the hardest part about this project wasn't necessarily the required courage of trespassing on Octodad's property. It was just the amount of titanium and glass needed to make this a reality. I think I used 2 whole upgraded inventories worth of both resources, and I imagine it'd be even more had Dr. Octopus not helped me instant place some of those components. The metal farms came in clutch here, as it allowed me to essentially mass-produce quartz for glass in a very short span of time. And thus, after making several trips back home, carting a whole boatload of resources to the tunnel construction area with the Tadpole's hull chassis, and a couple hours spent, the Collector Valley Bridge was now open for business. I don't know why you'd ever use this thing, to be honest. There are so many better ways to avoid the Collector Leviathan. You can't even bring your tadpole across regions like this, which, considering you're heading into the territory of a man-eater marrow breach on the other side, I don't know why you'd willingly leave your tadpole across the world. But it was a fun project to undertake, and something about knowing I've established a completely safe passageway across the gap is rewarding in its own special way. Thanks for watching.